Hi everyone, it's Anne here from Positively Papercraft, and I'm back with a tutorial today, and I'm going to show you how I made this really strong and very large storage box. I probably can't get it all on camera, but it has beautiful feet. That is the front with a lovely bow, and the great thing about this is inside I have fitted like solid dividers, so it's actually a 3-section box, and honestly you can see how thick this is. That is absolutely solid. So it's around A4 in length, which is about 11 1/4. No, it's actually about 11 1/4 in length, and the highest part is I think 8 1/4 inches. So you can see this is a huge box, and I've got tons and tons of stamps in it. Okay, so I'm going to put that to one side because I want to start off by saying a huge thank you to CHIPBOARD, who are sponsoring this video. They were so kind to send me a lovely box of their amazing glues, super glues. They have all different kinds, thin, white, black. Now you can use it for chipboard and all that, but not just that, you can use it for stuff in your house, hobbies, any kind of, if you do modelling things or little dolls' houses, all sorts of stuff. I've been using these, which is the medium and the thick, and that's what I used to put that box together, and once this is on, they are not moving. So honestly, this glue is absolutely fantastic, and with all of them you always get loads of little fine what do you call them, tiny little nozzles. You get plenty spare caps, and also if you look under the video, I've got a 10% code if you purchase it and put my name in, just ANN, Anne, you can have 10% off. So you'll find the code and the link under the video. But yeah, you're going to see me using it. This is quite thick, and this gives you longer time to, you know, get your chipboard where you want it. This is medium, but they both bond so quick, and trust us, once they are on, they are not coming off. We're also using it to attach the metal feet, which is what I did with all of mine. So I've got the feet, which are these beautiful gold ones. I'll put the link on that for under the video. I've chosen my papers and things today. I'm using paper from this paper pad, Simply Creative. The inside of the box is going to be this, which is a tonic classic card. So I have got all of them ready. The chipboard, I want to share this with you now. I'm going to show you. This is probably, well, this is the thickest board I have ever used. Look at that. I think it's 3mm, and that is solid. It's actually not that bad to cut. Now, this is my pack here I got from Amazon. I've used quite a bit of it already. Comes in this little resealable pouch, and again I'll put the link for that. Now, you don't have to use that. Just, you know, if you have like the grey board I use, you could glue a couple of them together to make it really thick, but you don't have to use it. It's not the cheapest, you do get quite a lot, but if you want to make a good strong solid box that's going to last you, this is what I'm using. But as I said, you don't have to. You could just use the grey board and glue a couple of sheets together. So I've already got the chipboard, most of it cut, because I'm going to show you how I cut it as well. You'll need a paintbrush. I've got my little Colourway Arts mitre, but you don't necessarily need it. I've got some brown tape. This is the blade I used to cut mine, and you'll need possibly a pencil and a ruler, and I'm using my Noble craft glue as well for the paper and card. I'm using the Star Bond to glue the box together and also for the feet. Okay, so we're going to do this box completely different to how I do them, and I think how anyone does them. Most people do them. We're going to do the inside first and then we're going to do the outside last. So the chipboard for the base, I've cut it to 11 1/4 by 6.5 inches. I've cut my purple card exactly the same size, and that will glue on there. That'll be the inside base. You need a piece of your board for the front, 6.5 by 5 inches. I've cut card for this, enough to cover 3 sides. This is the back of the box, 6.5 by 8.25. Again, enough card to cover 3 sides. Now the 2 sides are the full sheets. These sheets measure 8.25 by 11.25. And all I'm going to be doing for these is I've just measured up 5 inches, and then I've drew a pencil line from there right to the corner, and that's how we get the sloped side. You need to do that twice because we need 2 sides, but we'll do them later. And then we will need our divider pieces, which I haven't done yet. We can do them later. So I'm going to take the base, the inside base, and all I'm doing to cover this is I'm going to put glue, my PVA glue. I'm just going to put some all around. All smooth and stuck. So that is the inside base done. And if you if you think you've got any bits of card hanging over, like here, I just take my little knife here and I just run it down. Don't cut the chipboard, and it will cut any bits off that we've got, but as I said, don't cut the chipboard. Just take your time. So what I'm going to do now is those pieces I've showed you, I'm going to basically do the same thing. I'm going to glue this on like this. So we've got 3 sides. This will be the front, the back. I'm going to do the same, glue them on like this. So I'll do that and I'll be back. Okay, so I've glued the card onto those other pieces, and I'm going to quickly show you what we're going to do to get them looking really nice and professional. So I've just, as you can see, I've just done the corners here on this one, and then I've got the other one. So I'm just going to pop it on and I'm just going to run this along. Now I know that I've got a little bit too much, so I just go down there and then I just follow this along, and then I can easily just trim that. Okay, so I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect as long as it's something rough like that. Then I'm just going to trim a bit more off here. That will do for there. And just the same with this one. Just kind of run along up here. Okay, so that's basically what I'm doing to all of them. Alright, so I've already done this one, and then I'm going to take some glue. Now just for quickness, I'm using some of this pin flare glue because it dries a bit quicker, that's all. I mean, you know, you can just keep using the PVA if you want. It's entirely up to you, whatever glue you want. And then all I'm doing is just lifting that up really tight, and I'm just going to rub it down with this bit of tissue, and then I just take my bone folder and just press down there. Okay, same with this side. Get to these corner pieces here, I just push them in like this, and I'll show you. So I'm just pushing along. Can you see? I am just pushing this. This camera's not focusing tonight, but just pushing it along like that, so that when we come to fold this over, we end up with really nice professional covered corners. And then I just do the same, just and look how professional that looks now. Really, really professional. And bear in mind that this is now the inside, so that's really professional already. I'll do the same with this. We've done the bottom. Now I said I was going to show you how to do the sides. So I've already marked the board again. I've measured up 5 inches, and I've just drew a diagonal line straight to the corner. And what I do is I just take my little cutter again, the ruler, and this is how I cut my board. Now this is very, very thick board, but it's fine. You just need to run it over a few times, and it, you know, it's no big deal. So you don't have to press that hard at first. Okay. And just keep running it along. There we go. Got a lovely clean cut. And then we're going to take our card, and what I do now, we have to bear in mind now, because I've already done the other one, I wanted to show you, I've done that, and I mean, look how professional that looks. You've got lovely corners, because all you're going to see is that. So you have to bear in mind that it's the inside. We need one this way, and then we need one this way. Okay, so I don't want to get this wrong. This has to be covered like this, so that's got to go on the other way like that. Now we don't have a lot left on the edges, but we can still do it. I've still done it. Okay, we don't need any on the bottom again, so I'm just gonna pop it on here, and then I'm going to take my knife, and I'm just going to roughly leave about 1 inch of paper and just run it all the way down. Okay, now keep this because we're going to need to cut this in a minute. So just what I've been doing now, I can use the PVA because we don't want to be using our expensive glue to cover, you know, like big vast areas when you can get away with this, and it's actually really good glue, this. I'm going to start and fold these ends over now. Okay, and then I can still kind of get any mitre. Well, probably can't because of the, well, I can cut the one off this one. Just going to cut a bit off this one by hand really. So definitely need to use the pin flare for this because it's only a small piece of paper. We don't want to risk this coming off. So glue down there, a bit on the card as well. And you want to hold this for a little bit. And it will stick, no problem. Okay, so we've got that done already. We can just run over there like that. Do the same with this. Now I'm gonna think I've got way too much on these corners. So yeah, I have. I'm gonna cut some of this off. I'm just going to push them in like we've been doing. Still might have a bit too much on, but can sort that in a minute. Oh, that's okay actually. Yeah, that's fine. So I'm going to stick this down as well. Professional covered board again. So we've got, this is the inside back. Okay, this is one of the sides. We've got the other side. Okay, this is the front, which I'm going to glue, and then we've already got the base, so that we're going to actually get the thing glued together in a minute. I'm just going to do these corners here and then I'll be back. So we're going to start and get this glued together. So I've got the base and I've got the right hand side. Remember, this is all the inside. So I'm going to put glue all the way down there. Now if I think there's any bits of card hanging over, because we don't want to get in the way of the box sticking, I'm just going to very carefully run the knife down. Can you see that? And it just gets that out of the way. It might be best to do it all the way around just in case, because you don't want it just interfering with the glue and stuff really. Okay, so now that's all really flush. So this is going to go on here. So I think I'm going to use the red one, which is instant adhesive. It's slower flow and it takes a little bit longer to dry. So I'm going to give it a bit of a shake, and then you basically just pull this off. I've already cut the top. Now you don't need a great deal, and just be very careful with this because it would literally glue your skin together. You can see I'm just running it along. Okay. Need some of your brown tape because we are going to be taping it as well, just to make sure it's definitely not going to come away because it's gluing to the mat, because I've probably put too much on. So I think what I'm going to do is you can also glue it this way. Okay. And then I'm just going to pop a bit of this tape on just to help keep it together while I get the glue dry. Okay. When I said we needed those scrap pieces of paper, I've cut them to 2 inches wide, and they're a little bit too long, so I'm just going to trim a little bit off the edge, so it would be just slightly shorter than the box by 2 inches wide. I've got a bit for there, and I'm going to score them in the middle at 1, and all these are going to be is like just extra bit of reinforcement, but they'll hide any little bits of glue or whatever we've caught. So score at 1. And just fold them up in the middle. And then I'm just going to trim the edges off a little bit. Then you can just take some regular glue and just glue it over the seams like that, okay? And you're not going to see them because it matches with the card inside, so that's really nice and tidy. So I'm just going to put some really professional. So we've got one side on, we need to do the other. Well, actually I'm not, I'm going to do the back now. So I've got the back piece, and that is going to go on there. Okay, so I'm going to glue that on there now. Lovely that looks, apart from where I got the blooming super glue, but never mind. And then I'm just going to put some tape also around here. Okay, and then I'm going to do the front and then I'll be back. Okay, so I wanted to show you the front bit of this. I've stuck the 3 sides on, but normally on a box like this what you would normally do is just glue this on the front like this, but then what I thought would be better was I'm going to glue it by putting it just on the inside there, so just like that, and then can you see that's all flush like that, just along there. So that's how I've glued it, but what I had to do was trim a tiny bit off the bottom because obviously we're lifting this up now, so it was a little bit too high and it kind of came past there, so I just trimmed a tiny bit off. So I'm going to get some more of that Star Bond. It looks absolutely beautiful. Right, so I'm going to let that dry, and I'm going to show you how I did the dividers. So I've already done one, and I had some scrap paper left, so I've just cut it and put it along the front just as a bit of decoration. This is the smallest one. Let me measure this. It's 5 inches by, I would say, just under 6.5. So this one will go here. Okay, just about there. And then I've got the bigger one, which is going to go about there, I think. So the bigger one is 6.25 by 6, well, again, about just under 6.5. I just want to make sure I get that right. So yeah, that's that way. And all I've done again is I've put some of the purple card, and we're just going to glue it on like that, and then fold it over. Now, because this is a taller divider, the card isn't obviously long enough because it's going to be more than 12 by 12, so I've just cut a little scrap. I mean, it doesn't matter because it's going to be at the back anyway, and then you can just glue that over and that'll hide that bit. So you just want to put glue on here. Again, I've took some of these scraps of paper that I had, and I'm just going to glue them on there. I'm just going to use a bit of just some pin flare for this. And then we've got our 2 dividers. So, as I said, I'm going to have the first one about here, and then I'm going to have the other one about there. I mean, it's up to you how much of a gap you want. And then all you want to do is you want glue around the 3 sides. Again, I'm going to use this red one. Okay, so I've got both of the dividers in now. I wasn't happy with this one. I felt like I had cut it too short. So I did another one, and because I got glue on the side, I've just put a couple of them little reinforcer bits in, like what I did with the back, just around the first divider there. So the inside is done, and now we're going to do the outside. I'm just going to lift this camera up a bit as much as I can. So I want to cover the front first. I've got a piece of paper which is 7.5, so it's 7.5 wide and it's 6.5 in length. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop it on the front about there. I'm going to leave a little bit of the purple card shown, and all I'm doing is just pressing this down the sides like this, okay, because it's just going to overlap like that. So I basically want to paste the glue so I'm going to pop the glue all over, and then I'm going to fold it round again. I'm going to make sure that these sides are stuck on here. And you want to get it all nice and smooth across the front. Okay, now turn it over, and all we want to do is this is gonna stick to here, but we have these little sides, so I'm just gonna kind of snip down here just so that they can just go under there like that. Okay. And I'm going to snip these off because that's going to be the bottom anyway, so it doesn't matter. So that's what it's looking like now. Okay, I'm just going to take a bit more off there. Okay, so that's the front piece covered. And then I'm going to do the back exactly the same. So I've got a piece which is 10 1/4 by 7 1/2 again. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to pop it on the back, and I'm just going to fold it over on the sides, just like what we've done with the front. And I'm going to paste it with glue again, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. So I will do that and I'll be straight back. Okay, so I've stuck the back piece on, and I've also put one of the sides on, and I'm going to show you how to do it. We're going to do the other side, and again it's just gone underneath so we can cover the base, but that's starting to look really nice. That does look really professional. So all I do for the side is I've got a piece of paper which I've cut down to 11 by 10 inches. Now we need to leave, oh, I don't even think I've cut, I think I've cut this a little bit too short, but it's okay. So maybe make it 11 1/4 actually by 10. Now we need to leave a couple of inches hanging on the bottom so that we can turn it over. So if we get it to about there, what I do is I just take the top and I just start to fold it over and just get a bit of a crease line. Okay, just like that. And then the same with the bottom. And then I just take my paper trimmer and then I just pop this in, And then what I do is I just cut it slightly under this score line that I've made, or this crease rather, just slightly under that. And then that's how we end up with the sides. And then for this one, this will then glue on just like that. Okay, so I'm going to put glue just on the box. I did have, I don't know if I've cut it by mistake, I've got some of the purple paper, which it's a little bit too long, so I'm just going to cut a little bit off, then I'll give you the measurement. Yeah, I'm just going to put this scrap piece on, but you could of course get another bit if you want. This now measures 11 1/4, and I would say you want it to be 6 1/2, about 11 1/4 by 6 1/2. And then I'm going to just glue this on the bottom, and then if you want to put some metal feet on, you can. And I think you'll agree that does look pretty professional. I know it's hard to see because it's such a big box, but I will put some pictures at the end of the video of it all done up and with all me stamps and whatnot in. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. I know it's a bit of a long one, but thanks for watching. Take care and bye for now.